Now, you would have thought going into this, I would have had a plan, a thought process, something I was going to do. And there's a couple of options. The default starter on ladder is always going to be a sorceress. They can teleport, they can farm really easily in a couple of key areas, and gear up everyone else. But I kind of want to just do some fun builds. Play something I haven't before. Maybe like a druid. I think wind druid's apparently a bit like strong still, so. Well, there's always the assassin. My old go-to. I used to have like quite a high level assassin, I think gifted to me by a friend. That was like what I started off playing this game as when I was probably... Well, I was in primary school, so I was probably about 10 or something. So, lightning assassin holds a dear place. I think a sorceress to fall back on is probably not a bad idea. Poison Necro always seems fun. Basically, all of them have benefits and pros and cons for certain areas. The sorceress and their paladin are kind of good in a lot of areas, so we can kind of take either one of them into everything, especially towards the end of the game. But I kind of want to play this to like try some funky builds, but to try funky builds you sometimes need some decent gear. And to get decent gear, we probably want to play as a sorceress. I binded Vermort to this. Hi, Warriff. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's the stuff I want. Now, if I'm producing videos, and I don't even know if this is going to be made in a video, end up being in one, but if I am producing videos, how annoyed would people be if I play completely in the old graphics the entire time? Because they just do a thing for me. Maybe it's nostalgia. Yeah, you do the classic thing, you come into the cold plains and you grab a waypoint. I've not managed to pick up anything worth any value, but there we go. Yeah, so how am I going to be playing this? I think I'm going to try and play as much of the game solo as I can, but with some trading allowed to like sort of gain some decent items and such. Again, who knows if this is even going to end up as a video in the end. But I kind of have an idea of how to do it, like, easy recording for myself and easy editing. And I kind of just keep playing loads of ARPGs at the moment. There's something about the gameplay loop. The smooth sort of unthinkingness to it. But then the moments when you do actually have to, like, apply some thought. It's like, okay, well, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do with this piece of information? In all honesty, I've been playing a lot. I think I might have shown this in the intro if I choose to go that route. But I've been playing a lot of Grim Dawn, which I may... Well, I'm not... The jury's still out a little bit, but in some ways it might be better than Diablo 2. It does some really cool stuff anyway, is what I'm trying to get at. But I sort of promised myself I'd never do this with the channel. What was I going to say? Grim Dawn, Grim Dawn, Grim Dawn, Grim Dawn, Grim Dawn, Grim Dawn. Yeah, that's not going to have many people who want to watch it. More people are going to watch this. I think we'll push the Hydra part of the build and then the Orb part. That's what I was going to do, by the way, Hydra Orb. Maybe someday we'll get and play Grim Dawn, but I also kind of like, you know, not always being on and not always producing something. So perhaps Grim Dawn could be my downtime ARPG. I say that whilst I'm also playing Victoria 3. I'm also playing Arx Fatalis. I'm also playing Cameo. So I should just be honest with myself. God, this soundtrack is very good. I'm going to end up playing loads of this game and forgetting to speak, aren't I? I mean, try and find me one other game that is as good a podcast game as this. I think that's what's really appealed. Like, I've been really slow on releases on this channel, which is why I'm trying to look for some material that is lower effort? Question mark? But still, you know, have some fun, play with some games and see what happens. And that's why I do think this is a good game. We'll see if it works. We have purged the Cave of Evil, Den of Evil. I need to do it 17,000 more times in the future. I was looking for my deck of Cane there. So, I don't know how much of this game I want to sort of explain to people, because people either know it or they don't. But the idea is there's 5 acts. You go through each act, kill a boss. As your character, you level them up and increase their abilities, but as you go, you also gain bits of equipment. So we currently have this crappy hat, for instance. It can't be repaired. And what makes the game interesting is how your levels combine with your equipment to make your build, and then that's how that interacts with the monsters in the rest of the world. But we have to finish, before we do anything else, the entire game on multiple difficulties. Oh, I didn't watch my gold. I suppose I've got a couple there, so we'll be okay. We'll be alright. Yeah, with the hardest being, it goes normal, nightmare, and then hell. Hell being the hardest difficulty. But as you go up as well, then monsters get increased resistance, which, like, you basically have checks against your build. Are you able to deal with this problem and this problem?
Hello.
Got many problems. But we're here for solutions. Now, the other question, you don't actually have to do all of the quests. Should we go and do, because I know Cassia has got a quest for us, and it's not necessarily the quickest thing. It's a bit out of the way, but we go to the burial grounds, can't we? It's from the cold plains. Oh, if you have a problem with stamina, by the way, just buy stamina potions. You can drink multiple at the same time, and their length of time stacks. So you can kind of just load up on speed juice and go. It's kind of like one of those dodgy systems. It's like a layover from this game being over 20 years old. I think that's right, anyway. So it seems odd to modern audiences, but it's easily circumnavigated. This is Rakanishu. Again, you know, with the repeated playing of the game, you will see some of these people multiple times. He's fallen. He's a little lightning goblin that we have to kill to go rescue Deckard Cain later through these cane stones. Oh, Eagle Orb is certainly of use. Yeah, most people seem to rush through the game, but I think I'm a lot more of a take my time sort of style. You know, taking the sights, the slow road. Enjoy yourself. He says, having picked like what's meant to be the fastest class, but you know. Ooh, a mouldy tomb. We'll be seeing the Countess quite a bit, I should think, because I have some things I need to build. I have some runes I need. Basically, in this game, have I got anything with a socket? No. Items can have sockets in them where you can put things, and we will be wanting to do that. I'm not like an expert on this game, by the way. Don't quote me. I just put like 40 hours into some characters recently. So basically an expert. And do you know what's amazing? What's absolutely amazing about this recording method? I can listen to podcasts whilst I play and still record the game. You can see why I like Tarkov. Love me a square inventory that I get to sort. It's honestly very few things in life that are quite as exciting. Been watching a lot of Llama, Mr. Llama SC, I think his name is. YouTuber who plays a lot of Diablo. Very, very like intelligent sort of player, and plays a lot of these Let's Plays in a particular way. So like the route we're going through here, and what I might do, because I've got all sorts of time to fill up if we're doing a series of this, is I'll show you the way I used to level in this game. This character's going to be a more... I like to think of it as non-traditional, although it's probably more of a single-player type character, where you go through the game on each of the acts, you use the gear that you find to try and craft a build kind of suboptimally, but as best as you can, learning to sort of grind in the right locations to get what you need and get some like guaranteed bits and bobs or semi-guaranteed bits and bobs. They're lower level, but you won't be like the highest level, but you can, like, that's what I like about this guy's videos, is he kind of just like takes a game at its own pace and shows that all of these like non-top tier builds are viable to finish the game with. You might not have the fastest like farming times, which is kind of what the end game just becomes about. But I think because the systems are so malleable and there's so much going on in this type of game, it means that actually there's a degree of creativity towards like this sort of end game that I kind of want to try and show off and explore myself. I kind of only ever played like optimal builds when I first ever played this game. So I want to see what like how we can take some other fun, quirky builds, and I want to show you like the traditional way of leveling, where you just basically get someone to rush you through the entire game in like an afternoon, just so you can get to the grinding quicker, which I think there's some fun too. But I also want to do it this way. This has kind of actually become my preferred way of playing the game. It's a lot more sort of chill and engaging with more of the mechanics instead of just skipping right to end game stuff. I'm gonna buy this sash just for that, plus 9 to mana. It's small, but at this time of the game, you know, we'll take what we can. Do you know what the other top secret reason to play like this as well? I can go make a coffee just in the middle of this. And my audio is going to be different when I get back, but you know, I'll sort it in post. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Look, the coffee takes a minute. I'm sorry that you've had to wait. Oh, editing. Oh yeah, I'm grinding my beans. I like to think of what we're doing here today as an exploration of games. A dive into what they can offer, and you know, we can actually have a look a bit deeper than me just playing through something. I really am on the cutting edge of 20-year-old games if you really think about it. I've played games like Diablo 2. I actually, my specialty tends to fall a bit later than this sort of game, but I really am the cutting edge of exploring old games, if you think about it. I should remember how to buy stamina potions. But yeah, I like to think of this as of exploration of games. If it works, I can try out some games that I just can't find a place for to do like a big analysis of, but I want to play. You know, that Stalker Anomaly Ganima thingy-majiggy looks really good. Victoria 3 looks really good. So maybe a change in production can mean a change in content and exploring more things. That's what this channel's really about. It's exploring games of different sizes and seeing what's out there and what's exciting. Especially if it's 20 years or older and is recently become popular. Ah, the Darkwood, home to big, gargantuan things? Things. Go away. I'm trying to talk to the camera. Big, gargantuan thing. Oh! No, bad shot. Big gargantuan things. Look, I'll show you. Here we go. The brutes. That's what I was talking about. See? You can see them, they're friendly. Yeah. Oh no. You can see the corpse of a beast. Oh, every time. Go away. The corpse of the beast, as it is, should be in nature. Definitely nothing to do with me. I never went and did that side quest, did I? Sorry, cashier. You remember the Decade stones? Well, there's a secret to them. An order. An order that lies beneath the universe. It goes something like 1, 1, 2, 3, oh. Every time. 4, 5. Is it safe to stand here?
Tristram
Yes.
was no match for Diablo's fury. Deckard Cain, get to the
Apparently
road
this
there.
place is important, something to do with the lore. But it's important to us for 2 reasons. 1, we have the grumpy old man himself. 2, we're not going to die. And 3, we can get a very special leg that takes us to the completely real completely existent secret cow level. His body will be over here. And there's his leg. No, it's not. Oh, have I picked it up? I didn't realise I wasn't holding my weapon. Got his leg. Quick, run. Quick, get out of here. This place is evil. Now, we don't need to be carrying this leg around with us all the time. All that short stuff. Because we have our orb. So after Deckard Cain, what do we have next? We've got the tower in the Black Marsh. And then it's the final boss. We've not got much left of Act 1. I say we haven't got much left. I mean, we technically haven't. I could probably go and finish it quite quickly. But let me introduce you to playing a fresh character in Diablo 2 and what you must do to make a decent start. Countess runs. Now, I'm sure the ones who know. I was supposed to talk about Countess runs, but I've got completely distracted, as Diablo has one to do. But to those who know, anything that's a minion, as you can see at the top of the screen, gives a clap ton of XP. So we do want to try and take these guys out. Even if we are getting a little swarmed. Ah, here's what we're looking for. So, without any further ado, let's not go and do a Countess run. Let's go and sort my stuff out. So a Countess run. This is one of these places where if we were playing on single player, we'd actually be a lot better off, because in single player, as you stay on a difficulty, so we're on normal. If we stayed on normal, we would keep our maps, but as we as we exit the game and restart online, we lose our sweet maps, meaning we have to find where we're going again. So it's slightly slower for grinding, but you have the benefit of trade. I wish there was a middle ground somewhere, like a world that you kept your own, and then you could go and enter other people's online games as a separate instance or something. You know, it's an old game, and I think they're trying to preserve like certain elements of how it works, like try and stay faithful whilst updating in small and interesting ways. But there's some stuff in there that I really truly feel it just opens, for me, anything that opens up more options of play whilst not limiting anything is, and not becoming the most powerful thing right away, just is additive. But maybe that's just because that satisfies the particular way I want to play. Very possibly. But yes, Countess runs. The thing I was going to cut to right away and then got distracted by several other things. These are important because the Countess shall drop runes, the things that can be socketed in items as discussed before. You're able to craft some like cheeky items that are very low cost that will get you like halfway where you need to go. And I say halfway, it's kind of like it's halfway power-wise, but then like probably like a fifth of the total journey culmination. And we want to get those because we can make this character a little stronger right off the bat with like a tiny little farm here. Which is kind of like 100% of what this game... Oh, this is bad. Oh, God. Wish I was in the middle of just talking right at that moment so I didn't have to save my progress of what I was doing here. Anyway, the Walk of Shame. But yes, in the terms of grinding, it's kind of like a test of persistence combined with a test of, like, self-knowledge. I really am not normally a grinder in games. Don't normally do the big farm, but, and I know some people really enjoy that, but the benefit of doing it in a game that's really like designed around it, I think, is you can kind of craft your grind. So you can make it so that, oh, I find these areas interesting, so I want to like have a character that can do these areas, or this character operates in this certain way, so I can play the same game but have a different experience all the whilst working towards the same goals. So I find that quite like a interesting like place to come from design, and I think it's why Diablo 2, as ancient as it is, still holds up to some degree. It still is played by a decent group of people and is fun. Yes, you can just go for the I'm going to get every item in the game, or you can like kind of like go, okay, I want to try this out, let's like put some resources into it and see how it goes. And the fact that they're still updating it is kind of wild. Oh, I can hear you, Bose. Ah, she's got curse, that's why I died so quickly. Now, I have no idea what curse actually does. I've just heard it kills you quite quickly, especially at early levels, so... Perhaps it could be one of those things where I research the game I'm playing. Now, one inexpensive resource you do have is town portals. Just place them if you feel like you're not like in the most comfortable position. Saves that walk of shame, I can tell you that much. Now, is everyone excited to see what our first Countess offers? If I was like a dedicated gamer, I would have a list in front of me and be like, I want Tureth or something. Please Ralath, actually. But I'm just going to do this run and be happy. Boo boo boo. Did I see that we've got one of these? Yes, an Eldeath. I have no idea what we want. Oh, we get the big chest, don't we? So, welcome to Diablo 2. We shall now save and exit. We shall hit play. And we shall just repeat that again.
Good to see you.
That is how you play this game. So, as I sort my inventory in the background, thank you for watching Diablo 2, the first part. I think I'm going to end it here. You'll have to wait till next time to see if I get those delicious runes that I've been after. If you've enjoyed this sort of content, please drop me a like and a subscribe. It's something new and something I'm experimenting with, so we'll see how it goes. We never know. But you can join me in the depths of hell again next time in Diablo 2. Peace.